Hey YouTubers, Mike Martins here with the Mike Martins channel. Guys, I want to do a response video to the video I did with the boys over at the Toronto Real Estate Show. They won't ever let this market fall. I'll leave a link below so you guys could actually see the video with my interview. Now, I want to apologize in advance for some, I guess, misinformation of numbers I was given. It was early in the morning. It was 7 o'clock in the morning. I just woke up. And I was all jumbled up with a lot of stuff. I'm not trying to create excuses. I do have a lot of the information here that I kind of want to show you guys so I don't misdirect anybody or misinform anybody on what's happening. I'm not trying to do that at all. I don't want to use I have a grade 4 reading level as an excuse. I'm not. So I'm going to kind of throw this out there for you guys and kind of go over some of the comments. So there was a comment here. There's one I can't find. It seems to be missing from the channel. I don't know where it is. But there is one here that seemed a bit concerning because I'm just going to go to it really quick, guys, for you guys here, okay? Thankfully, TK calmly called out the number of dubious claims in this video. You could look it up. So basically, it goes on to say, yes, we stopped listening when he claimed the real estate constitutes 85% of the Canadian economy. So I'm going to actually show you guys what I actually meant to say. And if you see the wording on what I was reading, or I didn't read this, but the wording of what was told to me before, it sounds similar. I made a mistake. I did not mean to misinform or misinterpret anything to anybody. Believe me, I'm not, trying to do that to anybody or make anyone look bad or try to. So, remember, when I'm severely undereducated and I'm not going to use my my mentality, my lack of intelligence as an excuse for not really trying to explain something properly. It's something I do at times. I don't do it on purpose or to mislead anybody. I just want you to know. And there's a lot of people, out there that are watching this stuff. A lot of them have degrees, severely overly educated people that know what's really happening. I'm just trying to connect the dots on my end. And I am not one to come in and I shouldn't be creating videos, but I like creating videos because I just like doing this stuff, right? So Canada wants more Chinese workers and students. Now, you're probably going to go over to Canada immigration website. This does not count the 500,000 per year that Canada will be bringing in. This does not count. I want you to know that does not account towards Canada's immigration. Investors do not be birth tourism, all that stuff does not get counted in as birth tourism, and competing for wealthy investors does not count towards the migrants that are being flown into Canada and staying in hotels. This does not count this. This is two separate divisions. I could show you an article on that if you don't believe me, or a discussion piece on that. So there it is right there. They bring lots of money and they buy up our real estate and houses and all kinds of stuff. So there it is right there. So let's move on. Next. Now, I mentioned this in the video. Canada would be in a recession without money laundering. Canada did start an investigation. We found $200 billion. This is not integrated layering. So this means it's just being poured into the economy via real estate. And there it is broken down by province. Unfortunately, the Liberal government shut down the investigation. They only got up to 2015. And obviously, Canada would be in a recession if it wasn't for money laundering. It's like plain as day. They're actually estimating over 100 billion laundered through our real estate. So there it is right there. So Canada would be in a recession without money laundering. So that breaks that down. Now, what happened with that? So I want to just jump to this one right here. This is where I spoke. Canada mortgage debt passes 80% of GDP for the first time. That's what I meant to say. And unfortunately, it's and 85%. The reason why I say 85% is because it's Australia, another country that's being housing market is out of control, and New Zealand. I don't know what New Zealand is, but I know Australia is 85%. So Canadian mortgage debt to GDP is now 84%. That's what I meant to say. I'm sorry about that. That's a mistake I made right there. The number was just 59.2% GDP. This means during the period, mortgage debt grew over 40% faster than GDP. Part of the recent spike had to do with the recession. So they're obviously COVID is going to play a part with this, and the engineering and all that stuff. So then we move on. So this answers this guy right here. I didn't mean to say that. It was just, I'm not going to use early in the morning or my handy capable limits that I have So I didn't mean to say that. So let's move on here. So what happened was when housing became unaffordable, Aboriginals and whites leaving Metro Vancouver, tens of thousands of families leaving and moving into the interior, which I'm one of those statistics. And it's not that I didn't want to spend $2 million on a house. It's because I just don't think it's worth $2 million. Foreign buyers overlooking Vancouver, heading to Seattle in frantic pace. So this is important because this is from 2017 when they put in the foreign buyers tax in Vancouver. Seattle got wrecked. The housing market got destroyed. And that's when a lot of investors headed to Toronto. So there it is right there. There's a video. I can't even find this article anymore. So I had to find it in one of my videos. Then this is from 4 years ago. Investors pumping up Toronto real estate market. There it is right there from an article I read. It should be... So this is my opinion. Toronto housing boom continues as Vancouver slum. Chinese investors are fleeing Vancouver due to the foreign buyers tax. Most fled to Seattle, Washington, and others fled to Toronto. That's my opinion there, if you want to watch the video from many years back. Foreign investors skipping Vancouver as interest in Seattle real estate spikes. And let me see if that one's there. Okay, then we have Vancouver has been transformed by Chinese immigrants. So it goes into discussing how there's Chinese-only signs, and it's not a hate, it's just talking about, like, when a demographic of so many people live in one area, it becomes that country. Like, let's say, I'll give you an example. Vancouver was full of Portuguese. I'm a Portuguese. Now, let's say Vancouver was full of Portuguese. It starts becoming Portuguese with the bakeries, the custard tarts, the music, the folklore, the soccer, the street parades and church stuff and Catholic stuff and all kinds of more Catholic stuff and more Catholic stuff. But that's basically if it was, so the area becomes what the culture brings, right? Like anywhere in Miami. I lived in Miami. I lived in more of a Puerto Rican slash Latin American, but Puerto Rican, Venezuelan community, right? And it was pretty cool. To the whole thing, the whole culture, the food, the women, the music was all cool. So there it is right there. So Canada debt passes. That's what I meant for the other one, and I didn't mean to misinform anybody. And Seattle housing market under pressure as Chinese buying dries up. So this just goes to show in 2018, before Seattle started printing off more. It's because during the Trump administration, now it's fired back up again in Seattle with more foreign investing. So this happened. You guys know what happened there. So Chinese investors and families hoping to send their kids to American universities have fueled demand in the housing in Seattle. So basically, after Vancouver put in that foreign buyers tax. So then why people left parts of BC was because BC mined only to hire, this from the CBC, only Chinese temporary workers. So for years, in a lot of our Chinese-owned mines or Chinese-owned mines in Canada, they don't hire locals, and that's been becoming a bigger issue, and that's why people have to leave to other places to find work. And I made a big mistake. I'm really sorry about this one too on the show. I said there was 40,000 people homeless in LA County. I was super wrong with that. So this is updated numbers. I'm really, really, really sorry. It's actually 66,433, and it's up 13%. I honestly thought it was 40,000 the last time I referenced it or checked or back-checked this. I thought it was 40. It's actually 66,000. So for every empty home, for every empty home, so let's move on here. So for every empty home, so this is vacant home count. So let's go back to New York. So Los Angeles right there. So for every empty home in Los Angeles, there's approximately maybe 6 or 7 homeless people now for every empty unit. I thought it was 4. I was wrong. I thought it was 40,000 homeless. It's actually 66. I'm sorry. New York City, again, another Amerifornia state. Amerifornia states. They're moving into the middle of America to bring up the pricing with record low interest rates. There's Toronto right there, sitting at 99,000 vacant places. And there's Vancouver at 66,000, so vacant places. So if this doesn't disturb the housing market or doesn't have to force people into homelessness, I don't know what else will. So I threw up an extra article here for you guys. I know I said a lot of stuff in that video. City of Vancouver now defines $3,702 rent as affordable housing. So there it is right there. This is the program. So they wanted to get local mandatory government workers staying in Vancouver. So if you made that much money, that's considered unaffordable. That's considered affordable housing for low income. So do the math. So if you take home that much, how much do you have to make gross? That's a lot of money for affordable housing. So you see why what's happening. So out east in Canada, Canadian provinces are still working hard to get more Chinese investment into our mines, offshore oil productions, gold mines, all kinds of stuff. Canada is selling out to. So it's making it really tough because a lot of the locals don't get hired into those positions. Anyways, guys, let me know. I got people coming into the shop. We'll talk soon. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And guys, don't forget to check out the core video that I'm talking about. And if there's any more articles or any more stuff you guys want me to show you, the video is originally called They Won't Ever Let This Market Fall, and it's by the Toronto Real Estate Show. And I was on that, and I just want to kind of paraphrase and fix what I said on some of the things. I know it was early in the morning, and I was running the numbers off the top of my head most of the time. I'm sorry about that. Comment below, let me know. Thanks for watching.